how to choose a vitamin company, how to choose a supplement company. It takes a little bit of warming up when I meet a patient for the first time as far as divulging the vitamins they take. But after they know about my knowledge and my training, most people will start to tell me the lists that they take. Some folks will just take a vitamin C or a multivitamin from Walgreens because it was convenient when they were waiting for their prescription. They went along and said, hey, I might as well take this. But the problem is usually most doctors don't have training in nutrition. Most doctors don't have training in supplement use, or at least up-to-date training in supplement use, and they're going by personal experience. I think that's kind of lacking, but this is why I wanted to give this video, is to empower you, whether you're my patients or other doctors, on what I do, what practices I have. And I try to eat a mostly whole food, plant-based diet, but even with that, I try to look for the deficiencies that I might be going through and supplement them. No question, most people in America need omega-3 fish oil and vitamin D3. But in the case of a couple patients who have high cholesterol, before I put anybody on a statin, I'll usually try to make a change in their whole food, mostly plant-based nutrition practice. But if they are high risk or they're not able to dent their cholesterols, then I'll say maybe consider trying red yeast rice, omega-3 fish oil, CoQ10. Now I'm going to just talk about red yeast rice. I have very good experience about how to look through studies, and I have my references that I go to with regards to the use of red yeast rice. But if you want to read on your own, if you like to scrutinize studies, ConsumerLabs.com is a great website and a great service. It's an independent company that tests the vitamins that are on the shelf in your average supplement place. Now, it does require you, if you wanted to see all the information, it does require a subscription, but I think it's $3 a month, which is nominal compared to how much you can save if you get the right vitamin. So this is, I already opened up to red yeast rice. If you look down at the multivitamin or the supplement list, you see that they test a wide variety of different things. I just picked red yeast rice because I have another patient that is trying to get rid of her statin. Anyway, so you can see that we have, if you wanted to jump to the sections at the top of the page of red yeast rice, you can go to what is, what it does, quality concerns that Consumer Lab tested for, what Consumer Lab found, and then test results by product, and then a couple other things, caution, concerns, all that other stuff. But if you want to scroll down to the studies, the guys at Consumer Lab actually quote some pretty decent studies. This is a quote from the Mayo Clinical Proceedings, and it was, again, referring to a study that myself and all my colleagues read with regards to red yeast rice, omega-3 fish oil, and then the comparison, head-to-head comparison with simvastatin. Although it was kind of a small study, it still said there's room for this stuff to possibly work. And again, unless you have a pharmaceutical company giving you millions of dollars, it's hard to get a big study. But the small ones, if taken in the right context and you read through the way that they studied the product, are useful. So anyway, going back to the red yeast rice, you can read on the studies, you can read on concerns, you can read on how the researchers are choosing or how they make suggestions on the red yeast rice. But if you don't want to bother with that, just want to go for the table, you scroll all the way to the bottom and look. This is what you'll have. You'll have the product name and the amount per pill and the servings, and then you'll have the claimed amounts of the active ingredient, and then you'll have the test results that they had. And in red yeast rice, it's a little bit different. They don't say approved or not approved. They say, because it's talking about monocholine, which is a little bit of a different measurement of an active ingredient. It just says slightly below the effective amount, effective but unusually high amount. And that's mislabeling too. If it's too high, you wonder, well, wait, how come they put too much in there compared to what they put on the label? here with Nature's Plus. Nature's Plus you can find in a lot of places, Whole Foods, Fruitful Yield. GNC had this last time I was there. I'm sorry, the vitamin shop. I don't usually go to GNC, but Nature's Plus Purple Top. There's Purple Top, Green Top, Yellow Top. Purple Top had it. It was found to have the effective amount. And so was, I think it was Thorne down here. Yeah, Thorne Research, Colicast. Those two out of the, I think they tested 5 or 6. Those two had effective amounts. And then it talks about even price here, per capsule or per bottle. So the other thing, so that's the way to read this. So if I gave you homework, and everybody that leaves my office gets homework, listen, I can help you make a lifestyle change, but it's up to you to do the reading, do the research, know your disease process, and then know what you're buying. If you're going to spend, like in the case of my patient who's trying to lower cholesterol and stay away from a statin, I think it's possible. It's possible, I believe, with the right amount of food, mostly whole food, plant-based, a little bit of meat. If you can maintain that with a high amount of fiber, I think there's a great way to, essentially in the Mediterranean diet, there's a great way to bring down cholesterol. But if that doesn't do it, then omega-3 fish oil and then this red yeast rice with CoQ10. But anyway, there's ways to do things, and here is SAMe. Let's see, where are you, SAMe? So with regards to SAMe, which is, it's not moving, so let's try it again. No, we'll do, that's saw palmetto. So I'm going to go down to the search again, look for SAMe, which is right here. Click on that, and this is what it came up with SAMe. This is much easier. SAMe is something that's used for depression, especially in the Chicago winter, and joint pain. Well studied, it's been around for a long time. This is a little bit easier to read than the red yeast rice. But here's all the mumbo jumbo, the studies if you're a study reader. But here is the rating, or the testing. So here you can see not approved, that's the example. Or with all of theirs, they tested a wide variety. Approved, CVS Pharmacy. So CVS Pharmacy can actually be good, and you can save yourself a lot of money because they're pretty cheap. Approved, 55 cents. Approved Doctor's Best. Approved GNC, 55 cents versus $1.27. Approved Yarrow, this is the one I take, 84 cents. Happens to have glucosamine sulfate too. Life Extension, $1.32. Not approved Max. There's also way down below here Source Naturals, which is a common one around me, and then the Vitamin Shop at $1. This is pretty cheap at 53 cents. So you can see you can make decisions if you are the type that go to Amazon.com or Vitacost.com to get a cheaper rate and just have it emailed to you. You can see which ones are approved of the long list of different supplements, see which one has been approved by the independent testing of consumerlabs.com, and then see which one's the cheapest. And then usually the cheap price here will be reflected online when you do the searches on Amazon.com or Vitacost. So this is a great way to save money. You don't have to go to Whole Foods and buy the most expensive. I always tell my patients you get what you pay for. Definitely with regards to food, you get what you pay for. Because if you try to save money in the beginning and go with crappy food, you're going to pay in the end from that heart attack you're going to get. But with regards to choice of supplements, if we have a limited amount of time, like my friend who is trying for 6 months to lower cholesterol with proper nutrition practice and maybe 2 supplements, if we only have 6 months and the supplements take 3 months to 6 months before they kick in, if she happened to get a crappy brand name and it didn't have any of the ingredients, didn't have the right species of plant, didn't have the right part of the plant in it, and that all is supposed to be on the label, then she just wasted time for 6 months and she's going straight to the statins, and that's a shame. So you got to know, when I give you the homework to pick up certain things, you got to know how to pick the right stuff. I can certainly, if you're in my area, tell you where to go and what I would do, but this is definitely a way to empower yourself with more information at a cheap monthly price. More information so you might be able to avoid the prescription that we have to go to. Listen, with regards to Western medicine and alternative complementary medicine, we use the best of both worlds with what I do. But if we aren't getting anywhere and you're in danger of a stroke, heart attack, or a pre-cancer become a cancer, you got to get on the prescriptions. I try to avoid that, but there's a certain time when they say it's not working, so you got to go the other way. And that's like in the case of diabetes. If we try as best as possible, diabetes, sugar doesn't go down, it's probably time to start insulin or a diabetic medicine. Same thing with the case of cholesterol, but it's a little slower with regards to how long it takes to change your life. So hopefully this helps. I do have my favorites, but how do I find my favorites? I check on consumerlabs.com. They've been around for about 15 years, and again, they're independent, and they have called out some of my favorites, like Gaia brand. They called them out on one of the components. I can't remember which one it was. But they said there was too much of the active ingredient in it. And then Gaia brand came back and tried to get Consumer Labs to write the explanation on their website, but it still didn't pan out. And you can probably see it here. So hopefully this helps. Just make some wise choices. Even if you have to go to CVS Pharmacy or Walgreens to buy, you can see there's some of these things that are the common ones that you might see. See if it was worth it or see if it's been approved.